Hello everyone, welcome back to CyberCortex channel. If you watched my last video about rubber ducky USB, I mentioned that my next video will be about the O.MG cable. So today we're looking at the O.MG cable, which looks like regular USB, but it can be programmed to launch payloads and simulate real attacks. In this demo I will show you how plugging this cable into Android tablet can run a fake remote console from my Kali Linux server with some really fun effects like matrix, rain, progress bar and confetti. Important disclosure: this is a safe lab demo for education and awareness only. Never try those techniques on the systems you don't own or have permission to test. So let's start. Okay, here's the O.MG cable, and as you can see it looks like regular USB, but one side of this cable has a tiny implant that can be used for launching payloads like keystrokes or commands. So before I show you how we can load payloads and run payloads from this cable, there is one more device that we need to use before we start using O.MG cable. So this is this tiny device. It's called O.MG programmer, and it is used to connect your O.MG cable with web user interface so we can flash and update the firmware of O.MG cable. So let me do this quickly. So the first thing, we'll connect O.MG programmer with the PC or my laptop, and it says right here, it's so hard to see, one side is PC, the other side it's O.MG cable. So I'm connecting this with my laptop. There we go, it's connected, and now we will connect O.MG cable with O.MG programmer. As you can see, everything is connected, and the next step will be to go to web user interface so we can update the firmware. And if I'm not wrong, it's O.MG, oops, let me do this, O.MG .lol setup, yep, /setup. Okay, we go to instructions, we go to web flasher, scroll down, agree. So the first step, it says connect your O.MG programmer to your PC, then connect your O.MG cable. We did that. We'll click continue, connect cable, select, connect. Okay, as you can see now the cable is connected and it's ready for firmware upgrade. Here we have three different versions of firmware: stable, legacy and beta. So once you choose the firmware, you can just click program. I will skip this step because I already did this. Okay, so the next step will be to connect to O.MG Wi-Fi. Let me just disconnect this. So now we are connecting O.MG cable back to laptop so we can connect to O.MG Wi-Fi. Okay, let's go here, available networks. Okay, O.MG. So now we are connected to O.MG Wi-Fi, and again we will go to, as you can see we don't have internet, so we'll go to web user interface where we can create and launch payloads, and it's http /192.168.4.1. there we go. And here we can create payload, we can save multiple payloads like payload 1, payload 2. Once we are ready, we just click build and run so we can launch the payload. I'm not going to launch my payload from my Kali Linux machine, and as you can see, in order to do this you have to be connected to O.MG Wi-Fi, and which means I will not be able to run my fake remote console, which is HTML page. So I created that page so that once I run payload on my iPad I'm on my tablet actually. You guys can see what's going on the tablet, so you will see everything here on my screen. So basically my remote.html file is the part of the payload, and once the payload is executed on Android tablet, you will see everything here. So that's why I have to be connected to my Wi-Fi network. So which means I will run my payload from my iPhone. So but before I do that, let me quickly show you my payload and explain to you what's going on there. I'm going to open my notes. There we go. Okay, so this is my payload, and I will quickly tell you what's going on here. So basically this payload will open the browser window, it will open the address bar, and it will type and open the string, which is this one. This is Kali Linux server with the remote.html file, and then there are like some visual effects like magic style animation. It will show progress bar animation, it will launch a confetti effect, and there are some system info commands. The basic one, whoami, you know, this shows the current user ID, it displays UID, GID, and group membership, uname, it prints OS details, and it will show IP address and network interfaces. And one more thing, this is a fake remote console web page. This is the remote HTML file. Again, is the part of this payload, and once the payload it's executed on an Android tablet, we will be able to see here on my Kali Linux machine what's going on actually on the Android tablet. So let's go to the next step. So now I'm going to run my Kali Linux server. Oops, maybe wrong password. No, it's the right one. Okay, so before we run the payload, let me set up everything and show you quickly. So okay, again, here's the O.MG cable. So basically I will plug in O.MG cable into Android tablet. Where is my plug? Okay, it's so hard to hold everything. Okay, okay, there we go. So we'll plug in this. So the tablet is ready. Now let me quickly run the payload from my iPhone. Okay, so the payload is ready. I don't know, can you see this? The payload is ready, and let me get my tablet ready quickly. Okay, so the tablet is ready. I don't know, can you see this? And now I will run the payload. So the payload is running. Okay, and one more time I will show you the same thing on my screen. Let me just grab my HTML page, and then you can see what happened Okay, here we go. This is my payload that was executed on Android tablet. Yep, that's all. So I did this connecting to O.MG Wi-Fi. There are like two different modes. The one that I did, which is like connecting again to Wi-Fi, and the other mode is client mode, which means like you can connect your O.MG cable to C2 server, and you can also change SSID and password. In other words, like once the O.MG cable is plugged into target machine, if you know those details, you can configure O.MG cable to connect to the target's Wi-Fi network, and remotely you will run your payload and connect to your C2 server. For that setup we need, I think it's called Elite or a better version, not the stable one or standard one, whatever they call. Yeah, but that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.